Angel alert! SunWest is continuing to slash turn times. Just weeks after announcing the 1-hour condition review time, SunWest is reviewing over 70% of conditions in under 40 minutes. From wherever you're at, drop your conditions into Morgan and don't miss a minute. At SunWest, we're continuously innovating because we believe your true home is always with it.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Katie Jensen. Today's episode is sponsored by the letter T, because boy, have we got some tea to spill. A former New York lawmaker and disbarred attorney is facing jail time for mortgage fraud and wire fraud after he and his girlfriend took credit for a mortgage that wasn't theirs. Needless to say, the conviction has put a strain on their relationship. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, a group of consumers is suing Equifax over a glitch that they say lowered their credit scores. But Equifax says a federal judge should toss the lawsuit. In a motion filed this week, the company says the main reason is because the glitch was a coding mistake that happened when staff was updating the company's system. Thus, it doesn't meet the Fair Credit Reporting Act's definition of a violation, which is when a company, quote, knowingly or recklessly violated the requirements. On top of that, Equifax is pointing to a ruling that in another case, when a judge said the company, quote, is not a consumer reporting agency subject to the requirements of the FCRA. The initial lawsuit against Equifax was filed in August by a Florida woman who says Equifax wrongfully docked 130 points from her credit score. She was pre-approved for a $350 a month car loan in January of 2022, but because of Equifax's credit score, she says her current loan payment is $504 a month. Since then, 6 more plaintiffs have joined, all saying the glitch caused their credit scores to fall between 26 and 170 points, lower than they should have been. National Mortgage Professional first reported the glitch back in May when Equifax confirmed it affected about 12% of credit scores given out in March and April of last year. Meanwhile, in New York, a former state lawmaker and disbarred attorney is facing serious jail time after a judge refused to toss his conviction. George Goldie was convicted back in January of mortgage fraud and wire fraud while in prison in an unrelated case. Goldie and his girlfriend schemed to wrongfully take credit for a mortgage that wasn't actually theirs. Goldie and Victoria Davidson appealed the conviction, with each one putting all the blame on the other for acting alone. But a judge ruled Friday that, quote, there is no question that Goldie and Davidson plotted together on how to take control of the money, and the two never entered new evidence that the jury's guilty verdict was wrong. Goldie was in prison for insurance-related offenses in 2017 when J.P. Morgan Chase made a $250,000 payment to Ditech Financial LLC as part of the civil agreement. Ditech mistakenly credited the funds as a mortgage payment from Goldie. Goldie then plotted with Davidson to obtain the funds. Authorities say they recorded Goldie calling Davidson 19 times from jail over a period of weeks to come up with the plan. They face up to 50 years in prison for the conviction. They are due in court for sentencing in late May. Coming up, why your company needs to think about what it stands for.
Morgan of SunWest Mortgage is here to change the world of loan originations forever. From sending updates to your clients to allowing you more time, you can do it all in a simple chat. You no longer have to struggle with documents. All you need to do is select the files and upload them, and they're submitted in an instant along with your loan file. With SunWest, your true home is always within.
Welcome back. Companies often use their mission statement and core principles as a roadmap for who they want to be. NMP insider Erica LaCentra tells us why right now it's more important than ever to think about what those values are.
It kind of allows the outside world to see what the company is.
The industry remains in flux. Companies are cutting staff, changing business models, and some are leaving mortgage altogether. Now many employees are looking for a better career opportunity or perhaps just a job. Your core principles send a message to them and to the staff you already have.
When an organization creates them, they're hoping that members of their organization embody a lot of those core values in some way.
If you're looking to bring in some of those workers who got laid off elsewhere, you have to make sure they're a good fit with your company culture.
From an employer's perspective, they should be mindful, but it also kind of sets the expectation, the ground rules as they're hiring folks of the type of employee they're looking to bring on board.
NMP insider Erica Lacentra says it's important to follow through on your principles. Start initiatives and programs that help achieve goals you lay out for your company.
Actions speak so much louder than words.
And it's important to remember your core principles should be a living, breathing document.
Core values can honestly be something that changes over time based on how an organization has grown, how they have added on additional focuses that they might have in the future.
You can read more of Lacentra's advice in NMP Magazine, available now at nmpmag.com. For the Mortgage News Network, I'm Mike Savino.
Thanks, Mike. We'll be right back with what else is interesting today.
Loan originators at SunWest are free from origination details and stress. You too can be limitless and have it all. We don't have a pyramid of layers, and all of the commission is yours. All I want to do is make you money.
Welcome back. Here's what else is interesting today. Household debt continues to rise as consumers struggle to keep up with the rising cost of, well, everything. The New York Fed says household debt nationwide hit $16.9 trillion in the fourth quarter, an increase of 2.5% from the previous quarter. The Fed also says the main driver is credit card debt, with balances rising at a record rate. Many Americans are having a harder time keeping up with bills, and it's going to make it harder for lower and even moderate income families to qualify for new forms of debt like mortgages. For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to mortgagenewsnetwork.com.